This move is going to get you started on laying the tracks for your main board, which you're going to put on top of your Arduino. So if you look here, you've got your H-bridge motor driver, and if you look here, you've got a couple of terminals where you're going to be able to connect your motors in, and if you look down here, you've got some other terminals where you're going to be able to connect sensors. There are some tracks which are really important to get in first, and these are the tracks which lead to the motor, so we'll do those ones first. So we need to select the the routing tool now. There it is there. Make sure that when we are doing our routing, we're on the bottom of the board, so before you start doing it, change that to bottom. And then you can go and just enlarge this bit of it. There it is there. Left click on there, and then across to there and down to there. Same with this one, left click on there, go across to there and down to there. These are important tracks, they need to be wider than that, so we're going to right click on the track now, and we're going to go to net width, and we're going to customize it, and we'll put it 0.04 inches. And the same with this, right click and go net width, custom, and change it to 0.04. So there's one motor done. Just select that tool and just move it a little bit. Now I'm going to route the other motor. So we'll get our routing tool, which is up here. We're going to come out of here. And the other motor terminal is this one. Change the width of those. Right click. The net width, customize 0.04. Same with this one. Okay, that's part of it. Now, the reason we make those tracks thick is because they take a lot of electricity. That's where the most electric current goes, just to give power to the motor. And if you make the tracks too thin, the copper will just melt when the electricity starts flowing along them. Now there's some other tracks which need to also be fat, and that's the one where the power comes in. And that comes in from this pin here, which is called V in. And it goes to where you can see it's connected over here. So we'll do that track as well. Okay, so this track also needs to be thick, but you can see straight away that I've going to have it going too close to that one, so I'm going to try and move this one over across a little bit at some stage. I might even do that now. I'm going to change the grid size so I can move it by a smaller amount. So you go edit, and you go view, and grid size, and I'm going to change it to 0.05 of an inch. If I need to make it smaller than that, I will make it even smaller later. Now, over here, there's a thing for editing these tracks, so I'm going to click on that, and it will allow me to just push them around a little bit. So that should be able to push up there. It's moving too much. Okay, so I'm going to change the grid size even more. View, grid size, change it to 0.025 of an inch. Now I should be able to push this, and get it there. Okay, now I'm going to click on this and go net width, custom, change that also to 0.04. and the other wires that really need to be fat are the ground wire. And you've got one of those coming in here, going to there, so we'll draw that now. Get our routing tool. We're going to have to go around here somewhere to get into there. And then, because both of these pins are earth pins, we'll just go across from there to there as well. And that will also need to be a fat one. So net width, custom, 0.04. If you accidentally click on the screen while you've got the routing tool selected, it'll start just putting track in some random place. Just hit escape and you'll get rid of that. If you want to move around the page, click your arrow tool and you can do things. If you don't want the parts to move, you can click on this thing here. I'll zoom in. When that's selected, you can right click and you can go lock. Now you can't actually select that and move it around by accident. You can probably lock all these other pieces too. Okay, now we've still got another earth line which we're going to have to deal with, and that needs to get from there across to there, and now we've got a problem because it needs to go across some other tracks. Okay, so I'm just thinking about how I might do that. Get the routing tool. I'm going to come to here. Go to about there, and then I'm just going to press number 1 on the keyboard and then go across to here, left click and press 2 on the keyboard, and then carry on down here to there, and I'm just going to go straight in there, and also from there to there. And that track needs to be made fat as well. So right click on there, net width, custom, 0.04. So what you've now done is this red section of a track has been put onto the top of the board, and we'll have to put a bit of wire on the top of the board to go across those other tracks which are on the bottom of the board. It's already made a little pad for us to use here, but I'm going to make those bigger. Okay, so I'm going to click on this thing, and when it says vias, I'm going to make the default diameter of that 0.08 and make the internal diameter, the whole of it, 0.25. Hit enter. Now we've got a nice pad there which we'll be able to solder onto when we make our board. Now the main tracks are down, you might like to just take over by yourself at this point and try and put the rest of the tracks down, or I will make another movie showing how to go further on with this later.